So Ash's Dracovish returned, and whoa, what's that? Ash's old Pokemon are coming back, Gary and Iris are returning, and what the heck is Project Mew? Hey everyone, it's Mark. This is my recap for Pokémon Journeys episode 63, Challenge, the Pokémon Marine Athletics. This was the 1148th episode of the Pokémon anime, but really, who cares about that? The special preview was insane. Of course, it just so happens to drop during the busiest time of my semester, so I only have time to make one video a week for a little bit, and this is going to be that one video. I'm going to speed through my episode review and then get to the preview trailer breakdown and analysis, so sit tight for the episode review and then we'll get to the good stuff. I mean, I did enjoy this episode, but the amount of hype I got watching that preview trailer. If I was to describe it in a word, it would be Humunga Dunga! The episode starts with an updated opening now that we've had a few evolutions, and wait, Drizzile is already smiling again? Anyways, everyone is watching this race involving water-type Pokemon, which is apparently called the Pokemon Marine Obstacle Course. Chloe's Eevee is especially excited to be watching a Vaporeon win the race, and they decide to go meet the guy who won the race so Eevee can learn more about one of its potential evolutions. When I first watched the highlights of the race, it gave off a Hoenn vibe to me for some reason, and I was spot on because this competition takes place in Lily Cove City. They show up at the obstacle course and meet Kyrie and his Vaporeon, who immediately go swimming with the other Pokemon. I was a little surprised at how eager Pikachu, Grookey, and Eevee were to swim in the ocean, and I'll talk more about that in a little bit. Kyrie suggests they enter the kids' version of the Pokemon Marine Obstacle Course race, and Ash sends out his Dracovish to enter it in the competition. It immediately chomps down on Ash a la James's Victory Bell, and Ash tells Kyrie that this happens all the time. Funny, because we haven't seen this happen in over 12 episodes, and I had even forgotten that Dracovish's personality was to be this overly affectionate to Ash. Go chooses Dugong as his Pokemon, and Chloe goes with Eevee, since you don't have to be a water type to enter. Everyone goes out to practice for the race, and I actually really liked this scene when the opening theme kicked in out of absolutely nowhere. Before I go any further though, since when could humans in the Pokemon anime breathe underwater? Was I the only one who was really confused at how Ash, Go, Chloe, and even Pokemon like Eevee who aren't water types were suddenly able to freely swim, breathe, and talk underwater like it's nothing? Please tell me I wasn't the only one who was thinking this. So I can't really play more of the clip without the video getting nailed for copyright, but if you watch this part of the episode, you'll know that they used a version of the opening theme that was more chilled back, and it just created this really nice atmosphere. I don't really know how to describe it since it was just Pokemon and trainers enjoying their time on the obstacle course without much conversation. It was mainly just the opening theme in addition to some splashing noises. It felt super laid back, fun, and natural, and this was probably my favorite part of the entire episode. After everyone's finished practicing for the day, Chloe finally gets to learn more about Vaporeon, and Kyrie explains how he decided to evolve his Eevee into a Vaporeon. He asks Chloe about her Eevee, and she gives a pretty good answer about how she's not sure what Eevee wants to do yet, and that's fine, because Eevee can make that decision on her own, and there's no rush. None of this was really new information, but it was some really nice maturity shown by Chloe, since she's talking about her Eevee using the same theme that she struggles with, which is not knowing what her future holds. The big race is up next, and hold on, is that Lana? Maybe it was just me who had to do a double take, but the blue hair did trip me up for a second. Actually, believe it or not, that girl is a recurring character, and her name is Marina. Apparently she was one of the kids who competed in that mini Pokemon contest back in episode 31, and this guy named Tito was also in both those episodes as well. Didn't see that coming. Anyways, the race continues, and okay, hold on again. What is up with Go's Dugong? Well, if you remember back to some of its prior appearances in Journeys, the only real distinguishable trait that I can think of for Go's Dugong is that it's a hopeless romantic, and after falling in love at first sight with some Gorbis, it starts a fight with a Huntail that seems to be going after the Gorbis. Chloe and Eevee abandon the race to go help Dugong, and Huntail ends up trapping them in this cave, and if that wasn't enough, Huntail starts smashing the exterior of the cave and nearly causes a cave-in. So basically he was trying to kill Dugong and the others. I did not expect things to escalate so quickly. Long story short, the others come to help, and when Ash and Dracovish are trying to help rescue Chloe, Ash asks his Pokemon if it knows any other moves, and well, Dracovish unleashes a super powerful Fishious Wren to clear out the rocks blocking the cave entrance in just one hit. Yeah, Dracovish may be presented as kind of a brainless idiot, but if this thing ever gets serious, it means business. The Huntail's not done fighting yet, and when Kyrie's Vaporeon uses Hydro Pump, Chloe's Eevee jumps in too with Copycat, and we get a cool double Hydro Pump to finally resolve the conflict. I was not surprised in the slightest to see Dugong miss out on the love of its life as the Gorbis went to make up with the Huntail, ignoring Go's Pokemon. I mean, they even used the exact same background music for this part as they did back in episode 57 when Krissa did the same thing with Psyduck. The episode ends back on the beach, and after Kyrie gives Chloe a water stone, she offers Eevee the chance to try and use it, but Eevee declines. I'm not sure if Eevee would have even been able to evolve had it touched the water stone, since we've seen no progress since episode 49 that would make me think it would suddenly be capable of evolving. However, the narrator does end the episode by saying that the road leading to their evolution has only just begun. Now, okay, maybe I'm just reading into this one specific line too much, and plus it's entirely possible that the meaning here could have been slightly lost in translation, but my first reaction to that line was that it is a really strong hint that Chloe's Eevee will evolve one day. If you haven't watched it yet, I highly recommend a video I made on Chloe's Eevee and what makes it so special. I think it's a great discussion that explores all the different possibilities for Eevee's future, and I'm not entirely sure that evolution is the most likely possibility. Going back to the way the narrator ended the episode, I think you could also interpret it as Chloe and Eevee's connection or bond evolving, which isn't necessarily Eevee evolving into one of the Eeveelutions. I'm giving this episode a 6 out of 10 rating. I'll keep my discussion of the episode short and sweet so we can get to the special preview trailer. I thought this was a fun episode, although you could definitely make the case that it was just filler. Since we don't get to see Chloe-focused episodes all that often, I enjoy this one a lot, especially with the added stuff such as Ash's Dracovish returning and that really fun scene in the middle with the opening theme. Did anything groundbreaking happen? No, but I did enjoy it, even if it wasn't the most memorable episode ever. Now that Chloe and Eevee have met a Vaporeon and obtained a Water Stone, do you think they'll do the same with the other Eeveelutions? Let me know in the comments what you think about that, and again, I'd recommend checking out the video I did on Chloe's Eevee if you want even more discussion on what could happen in the future with these two. Let's knock the preview for the next episode out of the way too, and it actually looks pretty cool. Hodge is returning, you know, the guy who Ash beat in the Battle Frontier Flute Cup back in episode 7. That's a nice bit of continuity in Pokemon Journeys that I wasn't expecting. The episode is going to be about an Absol, and the anime usually treats Absol as a pretty special Pokemon, so I'm looking forward to seeing what happens here. I feel like the safest bet is that Go ends up catching it, but honestly, anything could happen. And now, what you've all been waiting for. Let's dive into that preview for upcoming episodes that was posted by the official AniPoke team. If by chance you just clicked on the timestamp and skipped the first part of the video, come on, you missed some great stuff. But anyways, I know Pokemon Journeys made some headline news for the first time in a while with this trailer, and since I can't give you my live reactions and first impressions, I want to do a deeper analysis of some of the things in this preview and what my theories are for what could happen. If I didn't have so much schoolwork to do in the next few days, I would just make like 4 different discussion videos of my theories, but I'll give you the bullet point versions of my predictions right now. First, I want to mention how awesome the editing on this preview was. I mean, I think they nailed it with the Dynamax/Gym Leader music leading into the opening theme remix playing in the background, and the fast-paced cuts between scenes just made the hype build and build. Like literally one of the first things to happen was this shot, like a 1-second clip that includes Gary, Infernape, and Moltres all in one scene. What? I'll get what I think is the least exciting stuff out of the way first. I think one of the upcoming episodes is going to be about Go's Flipebe potentially evolving. I don't know, I'm sure it'll be a fine episode, but it looked kind of out of place with everything else going on in this trailer. And instead of going frame by frame in the order things came up in the preview, I'm going to take each storyline one by one, starting with this Project Mew thing. It sounds kind of mysterious, but it seems like it'll be a story arc revolving around searching for Mew. I guess after learning about some Mew sightings, Ash and Go set off on a dedicated mission to try and find Mew. I'm not sure if Professor Oak is the one who sets them up for this, but we do see these two characters that Ash and Go will get involved with. I have no idea what their Japanese names are, but that's not important right now. Part of their search will take them to the Crown Tundra, which is fitting since basically all you do there in the game is search for legendary Pokemon, including Regice, and wait, this guy has an Urshifu? I think the most likely possibility here is that the two mysterious trainers each have their own Urshifu, since that Pokemon has 2 forms, and so each trainer can have a different form. I actually thought it was kind of likely that Ash and Go might visit the Isle of Armor one day and each raise their own Cubfu into different forms of Urshifu, but I guess not. The Isle of Armor was not seen in this preview at all, but maybe it'll come later in Pokemon Journeys. My main question with the story arc is if the two trainers are going to be on the same side as Ash and Go, or will they be rivals, or even just straight up enemies? The 4 of them could be one big expedition party searching for Mew together, or they could be competing against one another to find Mew first. Also, their airship looked like a cross between Brandon's flying battle pyramid and Hunter J's airship, but something tells me we won't be seeing either of those two characters. Should we talk about Gary next? Let's talk about Gary next. I am very confused at how connected some of these episodes are. Like, does Gary appearing have anything to do with Professor Oak? And like I said before, does Professor Oak have anything to do with Project Mew? We know at least one episode is going to feature a return to Oak's lab, and I mean, come on, what fan doesn't get excited seeing an image like this? The biggest criticism we all had of Ash's return visit to Oak's lab in Sun and Moon was that he didn't interact with many of his old Pokemon, but here they come. We've got team members from all kinds of regions showing up this time. I gotta imagine most of these are just one-off cameos, so although this is probably the biggest headline that came out of this trailer, I don't think it'll be the most notable part of the upcoming episodes. We know that Gary, who seems to be in Pokemon researcher mode still, not gym leader or champion like some people speculated, he'll be involved in a battle with Moltres, and I think I have an idea for how some of these loose ends are connected. So back at Oak's lab, Ash reconnects with a lot of his Pokemon, maybe not all of them, but try not to be too disappointed if we don't see every single Pokemon that Ash has left there. One Pokemon in specific that might be missing from Oak's lab is his Infernape, and okay, let's drop the analytical lens for a second. Guys, Ash's Infernape is coming back, and oh my god, this is awesome. I literally just did a video this week where I was asked who my favorite Pokemon that Ash has caught is, and who is my favorite Pokemon overall, and Infernape was my answer to both of those questions. And Ash's Infernape is coming back? I can't believe it. That's so cool. I don't think I can put into words the joy I got from seeing Ash's Infernape making a return. I know for some people they would have liked to see Charizard have this spot, others would have preferred Greninja to make an epic return, but well, those people are just gonna have to wait because we're getting Infernape versus Moltres. Wow. Okay, let's refocus. Had to fanboy there for a minute, but getting back to what I think is actually going to happen here, I think this is just going to be a one-episode deal with Gary, Infernape, and Moltres, and I mean, if that episode is anything other than a 9.5 or even a 10 out of 10, then it's kind of a letdown, isn't it? We saw Go battle Zapdos with Raboot and Flygon before, and this time we're getting a raid battle with Infernape, Pikachu, Cinderace, and Gary's Electivire. Good luck, Moltres. Well, okay, to be fair, it looks like it can handle itself. It is a nice touch that Gary will be using his Electivire, nice reference to Ash's Sinnoh adventures where Electivire was a very important Pokemon. I hope we get to see Infernape's Blaze ability activated, but something tells me we would have seen that hinted in this preview. By the way, I think the reason that Infernape is involved in this is because it must have sensed Moltres' presence or something like that. I can't really imagine Ash specifically picking Infernape to go use in just one battle, so maybe the story will be that Infernape ran away from Oak's lab or something, and it was because it was able to sense Moltres nearby. I don't know. My other prediction, and this is the boldest prediction I'll drop this entire video, I think Go is actually going to catch Moltres. We saw it fail with Zapdos, but that was a battle Go had on his own. He's already captured Suicune, and I don't think that's the last legendary Go will add to his collection. Considering this squad is pretty well equipped for this raid battle, I think it's actually pretty likely that Go could catch Moltres. And if he does catch another legendary, I am ready to watch the world, and specifically the comments section, burn, because didn't everyone just love it the last time Go caught a legendary? I think that was universally accepted by all the fans, so I'd expect a similar response if Go did catch Moltres, right? It also looks like there's going to be this random filler episode with Team Rocket, as well as Grookey and Eevee looking all cute wearing little scarves. And that's it for the preview. Well, wait, actually it's not. We've still got Iris to talk about. And not just any Iris either. This is Champion Iris we're looking at. Well, I mean, she's at least wearing her champion outfit from the games. That doesn't necessarily guarantee that she's a champion in the anime, but it's possible. It's also possible that she's become the Opelucid City gym leader too. Of course, Iris's upcoming return to the anime is actually the first instance of one of my ideas from my one thing Ash should do in every region video actually coming to fruition in the anime, so I am pumped to see this battle. I predicted a Dragonite versus Dragonite clash, and we're actually getting that in just a few weeks. By the way, feel free to take any of my other ideas, guys. I mean, that Wallace Cup story arc I pitched got like a 100% approval rating in my video, so let's get to working on that idea too, please. Back to Iris, and it turns out this is going to be a ranked battle in the World Coronation series, which is a cool way to bring her back into the fold. I'm guessing this will just be a one-episode return. I don't think it'll be like previous times Ash's companions have returned and joined him for an extended period of time. It looks like Ash is just going to travel to Opelucid City and have a battle against Iris, which again leads me to believe that Iris has become the Opelucid City gym leader, since it kind of looks like this battle is going to take place inside that gym. It would be cool if this was billed as the Alola champion versus the Unova champion, but I don't think that's what's going to happen. It does look like it'll be a 2-on-2, with Ash's Dracovish making its battle debut in an actual episode. And after it showed off Fishious Rend in this most recent episode, I could see it doing some serious damage against Iris. However, I do think it will eventually get defeated, because I think we all know this is coming down to Ash's Dragonite versus Iris Dragonite to decide the battle. And how cute was this clip of Ash's Dragonite making friends with the girl who knows the hearts of dragons? Even Dragonite's antenna things form the shape of a heart. As for my prediction for this battle, I think this is going to be set up as Ash's big test to rank up from the Great class into the Ultra class, and just like how he overcame Karina in her return episode, I think Ash is going to defeat Iris and his Dragonite is going to retain its undefeated streak. Personally, I would be totally open to Iris beating Ash, and I think it makes a lot more sense for Iris to win since she's the Dragon type expert. Isn't it kind of a slap in the face that Ash is going to waltz in, use 2 Dragon type Pokemon that he's only just recently caught, and walk away the victor? I think that's everything. Just talking big picture for a minute, I think everything we saw in this preview is worth getting excited about. Although Infernape's return has a special place in my heart, what I'm most excited for is the Project Mew story arc. I think that will play out kind of like how the Darkest Day arc was essentially the end of Season 1 of Journeys. I think Project Mew will play out like a multi-episode arc that effectively ends Season 2. I have no idea if that Regice we saw is going to end up getting caught. I mean, I assume this frozen Pokeball that flashed up for a second is one thrown by Go, but I feel a lot stronger in my prediction of him catching Moltres. Also, the trailer ended with a little tease of Go seeing Mew, and I think that's all that will happen. Project Mew's climax will be something to do with Mew, but surely no one is catching it yet, right? Alright, we're finally done. This was a long video, so thanks so much for watching, and let me know what you guys thought about this week's episode, as well as your thoughts, reactions, predictions, just anything you have to say about the special preview trailer. I'm sure the comment section will be on fire, so read some other people's comments and feel free to start some conversations down there. And check out my Twitter and Discord links down in the description, where I'm sure the discussions will continue over the next few weeks. Last video that I'll plug today is my entry in the Who Wants a Journey tag challenge. If you want to hear what my journey would look like in the Pokemon anime, including what my team of Pokemon would be, then you'll like that video for sure. Thanks again for watching, like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next time.